Hello and welcome back. Today we are playing as the Dutch East Indies. Last episode we were kind of just adjusting, doing kind of chilling, kind of working on expanding while being within the UK's market, which is going to be important for us because we are currently importing citizens who are able to not be discriminated against because we have mostly discriminated citizens. We actually have more Irish than we do Dutch, which is our primary culture. And of course, these Irish people are having more of the jobs that require qualifications because everyone else is like discriminated against, which is a bit of a unique problem / situation for them. Currently, we are waiting, or we are trying to get the Path to Liberalism event to prop after we specifically get human rights tech, which will allow us to go multiculturalism, and we will get someone with a radical ideology to that end, which is an interest group ideology I'm talking about. So instead of pacifist, is radical. It's pretty radical, bro. But one of the problems is this radical, it could roll on the trade unionist, and we need the trade unionists to get more powerful, and they've been a little bit sticky. So what we're going to do is, after Central Archives, instead of researching more society tech and just pushing for human rights immediately, we're actually going to go on to canneries and mechanized workshops, because the mechanized workshops PMs will add more machinists and stuff like this. You know, stuff like mechanized looms will get rid of laborers, but where's the other one? I know the other one adds sewing machines here. We'll add engineers and machinists who are from the interest group of the trade unionists, and hopefully we can juice them up a little bit. We'll see what we can do. But this is the idea. It's also a very efficient PM in general, so it's pretty good in general. And we will just continue to nat spread, you know, the tier 2 society techs, and eventually, you know, we're going to go on to human rights. But this, I think, is a worthwhile detour. Central Archives is going to fix this problem for us, so Central Archives is reasonable, but the other ones were not kind of as good. We'll take the minor progress. At least everyone's alive. And we have grave danger, but we also are pretty close. We do want to get in on Messina specifically, because they have a very strong, unique building that can be built in this province. And so we want to, as much as possible, finish off these guys and get in there, which it seems like we'll probably be doing this episode, or we will almost certainly be doing this episode. So we get 25% prestige. This guy gets the trait Explorer, and he gets super popular. It seems overall not the biggest reward, but okay. We're kind of chilling for the most part. We currently, we have a diplo play right now anyways. Why are we making so much money? Was this off the prestige jump, jumping us to major power that's caused this? Let's take a look and try and figure this out. Okay, so the revenue didn't pop up over time. National expenses just kind of dropped. So what dropped? Nothing really. Subsidies didn't drop. Interest dropped a little bit, but that's it. Construction goods dropped. Not sure what exactly happened there, but okay. This is fine for us. We will be trying to expand construction a little bit, and we will turn on the filing cabinets. We will start turning them on. We won't turn them on everywhere, but we will turn them on in a... Why don't we do this 3-stack spot? Make sure we're in good shape. And I think we'll just decrease taxes here. Well, no. We can keep the taxes a little bit high. For now, standard living should be coming up anyways. We do want to just expand construction instead. Last episode, we kind of roughly doubled construction. We'll continue to get in there. And so that should take us in. Why are we making so much money? Is the investment pool transfer up? Our balance is just way, way up. Is the investment pool starting to spend, whereas before it wasn't? Interesting. Our colonization of Windward Coast is complete. We do want to get in on this, though. We have to wait for them to capitulate. Will you just capitulate anyways right now? Something I noticed is they don't automatically capitulate, even if they're willing. But these guys are not willing. And suddenly we're not making the money we were 10 seconds ago. I wish it was a little more transparent what exactly was going on. We did just finish a bunch of construction centers, so our cost went up. But this was... I guess maybe it's kind of working. This went up like 17k, basically. And we'll deficit spend, but this is fine. Especially now that we're a major power, we get a decreased interest rate. Maybe it was just the interest rate, but I don't think we were paying that much for interest. We are capped, and we cannot get past up Great Britain, so something we do want to keep in mind is once we get a prestige that would put us in great power slot, we probably want to get out of their market. And so this is probably going to be when we make a move, or when we get multiculturalism. We enforce on them. Really, we're hoping that we wouldn't be fighting for this thing, but instead a tick that's going to be adjacent there. So we will look at our infamy. I think we're at 0. Yeah, we should be at 0. So we do want to declare a war, something useful. We could go after Portugal, one of Portugal's provinces. This is probably the most useful war we can currently declare. I don't think we can land with just 5 boats. I don't think we can land Zulu. And I don't think we can land Argentina or Portugal. So we'll just add a couple more of these. We'll take a save. And then we will try and go after one of Portugal's territories with the knowledge that we will probably just have to reload here. And if we were going on, what is it? Notice how it costs a little bit more infamy now that we are a major power. But just have the understanding that we are likely going to have to back down here. Or not back down, just reload. I wish the systems were a lot more transparent in regards to, you know, if you could expect someone to join against you, because it doesn't tell. So everyone looks relatively neutral to us at the start, and it's not like, you know, leaning or whatever, and it doesn't give us like percentage chances and this type of stuff. Like in a more real environment, what we would prefer is that if we can get a decent no, not really. Okay. You know, we would write Great Britain and be like, yo, Great Britain. Or France. Are you gonna mess with us if we do this? And if they say no, we'd be like, okay. Never mind, we didn't mean anything by this. Just hypothetically, if someone were to trip and to fall and accidentally invade Portugal, would you do something about it? And if they said yes, we just wouldn't do anything. Looking for a war where we have an adjacency. I mean, we could go after, like, Ledge or whatever. I mean, we just, like... I mean, I guess we should probably go in on it, right? Try and do something useful. I guess Macran would be a more useful. So let's try and ditch this and go in on this instead. I think we can land Macron. And I think this is a better puppet. Maybe even just take the state. We probably actually should just take the state instead of puppeting. Because the infamy is going to decay anyways. And this will be useful. We should be able to land with, you know, 5. We could probably up it to 15, to be honest. I know we upped it to 12, but 15 is probably okay. Alright, we're going to take a quick save here. Again, just trying to avoid... If we can take this province as well, we can push in all to the, like, central area without Great Britain really bothering us, most likely, because this is often a region that they actually don't declare an interest in early on. They have an interest here, but they can't get an interest up here in Central Asia. Although, we might have to fight Russia if that's the case. So, hopefully no one joins against us, but even if they do, we should be able to land in force and then capitulate. So if the UK wants to open up someone's market, maybe we're okay with this if they join against us. Not sure exactly how we want to play that. This has come up quite a bit. Construction. We thought we were making way more money, but then we weren't. Not really sure exactly. Couldn't put our finger on the system. Maybe it was government wages. No, probably not government wages. Yep, still not sure what exactly system it is. I think we do want to get the philosophy department event, but we want to kind of wait and get it towards the tail end here. It's not super important for us to do at this point in time. We will mobilize, at the very least. We'll just mobilize everyone. And a 6 landing a 6 stack will feel pretty nice as well. So I think we're kind of expanding the right numbers in terms of our military. We're not overbuilding the military that we don't need, but we're kind of building according to our need. And Macron would be, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they actually have some resources here that are, like, not terrible. Yeah, you got iron and the lead. A decent amount of this stuff going on, too, so this will be a nice little boon to us. We could incorporate, in theory, some of these states. Like, we could have incorporated this forever ago. Maybe we should be on that life. Let's actually get on that life, and then, because I think we can float a whole bunch of extra, let's do that, yeah. And so we will now naval invasion Andreas. The other guy will just wait at home. And we will slowly incorporate this, because we have, you know, this is relatively caked up. Got some different, interesting stuff in the auto building. We can finally pass the law we're interested in now. We're just getting rid of child labor. Oh, no, we can't. We need the strong trade unionists. So I'm happy that we're moving towards canneries and mechanized workshops, because mechanized workshops is definitely a big one for actually getting them jobs. So would, like, rotary valve actuated water tube boiler be if they were actually profitable, but I don't think they are. Like, if we take a look in here, I'm pretty sure water tube boiler loses money, yeah. And we have no problem employing, so we're just going to keep on keeping on. I guess we're going to really try and push the economies of scale throughput bonus here, so we'll do that. And, so unfortunately these textile mills aren't in the capital, but this has been a product of auto expansion. Really, really would love to get, yeah, it's just a lack of capitalists. The balance is, like, so strong, which is why we're attracting all the Irish, why all the Irish are migrating to our market, so, but this has actually helped us out a ton, I think. If we look at our cultures, we're more Irish than we are Dutch. In the Dutch East Indies. We should call them the Irish East Indies. Renamed. Yeah, it's silly that it could be our primary culture, but whatever. Our forces can kick rocks here, I think. And we should enforce on them relatively quick here. Floating a lot of excess bureaucracy. Let's see if we could maybe incorporate a couple. I think that... Ooh. Let's reset these PMs. I don't know what's different about them, but we're going to just quickly go through all the PMs and try and pick efficient stuff. Are we paying subsidies? We're paying a little bit of subsidies, so we will add more railways. We'll add them on the coffee plantations. And then we'll come in here and just take a look. Can we, public trains? We'll turn on the public trains. The market squares are on, the arts academies. Can't quite put my finger on what might have been changed over, but okay. I think we'll continue to incorporate over here. Although, we did have maybe the funny meme goal of moving the capital to over there, in which case, us incorporating this doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but, and maybe it just doesn't make sense. We'll cut it out. We will look to turn on a whole lot more of... Ooh, this is what... We'll just switch all these. Actually, that's what that was about. I was trying to figure out what it was about, but we will increase colonial affairs and education instead, which is going to take all of this. And we can pop central archives, and we will get identification documents. We will swap over PMs here. Oop, that's not what we want. My brain is fried right now. What am I trying to do? State actions. Okay, cool. We'll swap these PMs. And I don't think... Yeah, this is our only one of these. We don't have canneries, but we can switch to patent stills. All this should be relatively good. We wish we had more opium, but that's kind of whatever. And now we can go into Callot, for example. And there's nothing that the Great Britain can do about it, so we can just vassalize Callot. We can make a puppet. I think this is good. The US can join, but they can't really do anything about it. Persia could do something about it, so we do have to care about that. So let's improve relations with Persia and just chill for a little bit. We are decaying a little bit of infamy here anyways. And actually we have border over here, so we can go into Messina and do some plays. We will conquer eastern Mali and we will actually vassalize the remaining. No, that's too much infamy. We'll just conquer everything. And if they want to back down on this, they can. And then we will... Oop. I wish we could put... Okay. Open market or whatever. But we're not making them a subject either way, so it doesn't matter too much, I guess. And we will let you escort convoys here. Currently losing a little bit of money. Could come down off of our excess bureaucracy. Maybe we do want to incorporate this. Let's just take a look at where we can incorporate. State actions. Incorporate state. Could incorporate North Borneo. I think for just a border gore perspective, we will actually incorporate them. We like the throughput bonus on the gold is probably worthwhile. But we'll take this. I think maybe on our railways, we do actually want to use the wooden passenger carriages, which might mess up some of our infrastructure. France sides with Messina. Not sure we can enforce on Messina in time. So we'll just back down. Or well, what does France want, actually? So will France push through us faster than we can push through Messina? That is the question. We didn't save before this play is one of the big problems too. I think France will push through us too fast. I think we have to not do this play. Probably this one's fine. We really want that province though. So we will start improving relations with France. We do want to get better relations, and then we will come in here and we will try and we will establish colonies in all these spots. In particular where we know that it's just regular malaria. And so we'll push in. And we might be able to cut France off here into there, and we will just hold off on Messina for now. I guess instead we'll go for Kalat. Nope, we're waiting on Persia to not hate us. Maybe we'll just chill. Could colonize this, but we do not have the whatchamacallit tech. Very technical name. I guess we'll just expand construction? I don't know. We are going to run out of bureaucracy. Cool. Agrarian Party wins, followed by Conservative Party, but I think we have the most legitimate government we can make. Yeah, it's the only righteous government we can make. Somewhat keen on... yeah. We might have to bolster the trade unionists, but this isn't really going to do much. We need the PMs for the trade unionists, really. Really, truly. Unfortunately. The ethical policy. Interesting. We need SOL higher and higher literacy rate. Literacy is cranking up pretty good. It would be easier if we could take Eastern Mali, where France seems to think that that shouldn't be allowed. Guess that's fine. We're still decaying. Not the absolute worst. We are building a ton of these. Starting to get a large economies of scale throughput bonus. The bigger this goes, the more important it is. So, might need an yeah, we're gonna need a railroad at the front of this, actually. Let's do that. And this is losing a little bit of money, so maybe we can, let's just, so we can't swap this over yet. We have to finish this railroad before we do that. Why don't we put some of these tooling workshops down at the back of the queue? Because we need the railway to finish first. Trying to think of decent wars we could declare. I mean, we could just, like, annex Liege or whatever. Something like this. No, we don't want to puppet in. We wouldn't mind getting into Kalat. Could just annex Baluchistan, though. This might be a better way to go. We don't want to fight Persia, really. But if we fought Persia, would that really be that bad? We're going to probably switch this, but let's just take a look. They have an army power projection of just 60. Oh, so they don't even have any PMs. So yeah, let's just take Kalat here, actually. We're just going to conquer state because we're having a hard time finding infamy plays. Or plays where we are actually decaying our infamy sufficiently. So, I think we got a PM tech? Yeah, we did. Let's go precision tools. Ugh. We just finished one of those. This is what we got. We go Bessemer process. Nice. And we can't add any other war goals. We'll just be annexing these boyos straight up, which will help to add some resources to our markets. Be nice. The economy's growing nicely. People are growing nicely. We are still the Irish East Indies. New name. New me. Kind of want to take Netherlands out, but I just don't think... oh, they're in the British market. Interesting. That's awkward. The British market's looking pretty caked up. It always is, though. I imagine this goes off because, yeah, the -50 is a pretty big malice, but we have what we want, which is something useful that we're doing while the infamy is decaying without having to expand our military too much so we can focus most of our money into construction. Although we are going to want to pop the philosophy department sometime soon-ish. So why don't we... I was going to say why don't we just up the university by 4, but I know why we don't do that because it's going to be expensive. How many... Let's look at the academics, where they lean. Yeah, they do tend to lean trade unionists, and we're trying to get the trade unionists up, so we're just going to put this at the back of the queue. And we just won't look to up construction, knowing that we have a pretty big expenditure increase at the back of the queue here. But sometimes we just can't resist ourselves. So, that's also a thing, but we are looking to pop the philosophy department in a timely fashion. No one joined who can land us, so we're just going to mobilize this guy and send him over. Probably should have sent Red Rover over before. We definitely want the assimilation. We would love more Dutch people. Except I don't think we can assimilate... Oh, we can assimilate the Irish. That's true. We could close our borders. Probably don't want that. Yeah, really need the trade unionists to have a bit of come up here. But hopefully, between the canneries and this, we can make that happen. We do increase on both the institutions, which is going to be a pretty big deal. We have education at, 30%, and also colonial growth at 0.3, so our colonies should be kind of flying here. Let's just make sure that we're colonizing in most spots. Now this has severe malaria. I don't know about this one. Let's YOLO it. Yeah, so this one doesn't have severe malaria, it just has regular, so we'll get a little bit of... we get a couple iron mines out of there, at the very least. And we should be annexing these boyos pretty quick here. Just gonna decrease SOL. We also would like to have more incorporated pops because it does increase our colonization speed. Yeah. I think that maybe we want to go up to the full 20, but we're not even fully employed here. We're employing slowly up. Maybe we just wait. We will swap over PMs if we can here. So go state actions. Nope, we're on all the best PMs, but we are having a pretty significant problem in infrastructure. So why don't we solve it partly with that, and then partly with this, and delete these barracks. Let's actually just quickly look. We don't want the Zanzibarian one either, which is going to save us quite a bit of money here, actually. And then we could puppet Afghanistan. I don't think anyone joins in that's particularly annoying, but we are under the infamy a little bit. And we feel that we can fight Persia anyways. And we can always build a couple more barracks. So maybe we puppet these guys here. Maybe we actually just dominion them. If we dominion them, we cannot expand into Khiva, Bukhara, Kakand, etc. So this is kind of a decent inflection point. If we puppet, we can expand through them. Or we could just take Western Afghanistan or whatever. I don't like the 30 infamy total. I think I'd rather just puppet and then annex later. And this is a nice war because no one can come in on us. I guess actually we'll just save. And we'll see if we can get the Messina War again. Because we really do want that building to give education access. It's going to give 22%, so we're going to look to conquer eastern Mali. And we will move our boys over there. And if France or whomever joins again, we will just back down. And we will also maybe try and convince someone to join on our side. I suppose France is the one we would want to join on our side, since Great Britain cannot push a front in through here, so we will probably enforce. We cannot offer France anything. We can offer Great Britain stuff. We can offer to open the Messina market. I think if we do this, then France is very likely to join, but I think Great Britain can slow down France enough. So we'll do this. Also, if Great Britain joins us, they won't join against us. Hoping this is kind of the case. And hoping that these guys just back down. Well, let's hope that we get Great Britain now. Great Britain is swayed. Or Great Britain being swayed is probably what popped this. So now we will add some other stuff on them. So we'll add war reps on Messina, I think. Because I think we never enforced these French war reps or whatever, right? It seems very unlikely. And then it would be harder to get peace with France. Currently, we will just peace out France automatically. So, we could just full annex Messina as well. Put Timbuktu in here in case they don't back down, but I think they're going to... there's a decent chance they back down. Let's just put in war reps on them. Don't like that France rivaled us. But maybe that makes Great Britain nicer to us in a general sense, so this is maybe okay. I think we don't want to jinx anything and assign up to a front. We'll escort the convoys here. We are getting the province we want, hopefully. And then just enforcing and piecing out, I think. They're just uncertain. Alright, so France has committed some guys over there. I think we need to match them, maybe? Looks like allies are not moving in, so we'll move over. And just look to hold them off. We'll just defend this front. We just need to make them move slow enough. And I think we will up the military just a little bit as well. Just add a couple barracks. the front of the queue. We are going to need to get working on this philosophy department, though. So we're going to kick these to the front. And then a couple of the ones that are about to finish. Oh, they just all finished. Cool. This in null state, probably unnecessary. Get our fight with Messina. Hopefully we'll be able to push here. It's unfortunate Great Britain's not committing more resources here, but we have some other ally coming in, and maybe we can defend, but hopefully we can just slow them down enough that we can push in on Messina first. Yeah, and maybe we needed to up the military a little bit more. Let's try and right our wrongs, as it were. Let's get up to 15 there. We are making a decent amount of money, so we can afford this little bump, I think. Yeah. And hopefully we just push here faster. It's unfortunate we had to defend first, because yikes. Hopefully we don't get clapped here. That is not ideal. Yeah, I don't think Great Britain's going to be helping us out too much here. But we just have to enforce on them before they enforce on us. So stalling is really the name of the game. Unfortunately, we just get like a relatively low percentage of our guys involved in this. We get canneries unlocked. We do have some. Ooh, what happened here? We're gonna put you on vineyards and using tools. Just gonna quickly scope things out. Are we paying subsidies? We are paying subsidies, so we'll start putting rail transport on in a couple more spots. I think we're going to get this through here. We will enforce. They will still be around. It's not a full annex, but it's decent. And also, France rivaling us, I think, is going to make Great Britain like us more, assuming they have a rivalry, which they do have a mutual rivalry, and we are rivaling Spain, whom one of those are rivaling each other, so hopefully Great Britain is less likely to clap us. Yeah, that one. Okay, so the philosophy departments are finishing and we're still making a ton of money, so we will come in and we will up some construction centers. It's unfortunate the convoy rating is breaking us a little bit. We'll just come in and add a couple things here and there. Just a few construction centers. Yeah, we're not getting enforced on, baby. Except this is a little concerning because now these guys have no access to goods, but it causes a lagging effect, so it's not going to apply until a little bit down the road. Making a good amount of money here. So let's try and increase construction even more. Just a little bit even more, not a lot of it even more, because I think that this number is just being weird. Possibly decrease this. Let's actually decrease this because it does affect government clout, and we don't exactly want the Liberal Party to become weak, so we're probably going to sit here in regards to taxes, though. Will we accept white peace? We will accept white peace. And now we have Messina, so now we can build the building. We will come in here and hit the button first. And then, now that we're here, we will build the mosque here, which gives education access for free. It's going to give 22% once you factor in the throughput bonus of 10%, which is just obscene. Now, it's taking forever to finish. Alright, it's adjusting. I believe this is because turmoil problems. We're still going to build it anyways, because it's just so good. Even if it's just very inefficient for us to build it currently. But this, we got what we wanted. We got what we came for. Of course, this item in null state, or this thing in null state, we can't cancel it. We're gonna let it finish, whatever it is, in null state. But it's 100 weeks to the Mosque of Jinn, which is going to kind of be the story of this episode, I guess. Let's take a look at our current infamy. Now we can come in on this guy as well, and just look to annex. We did get a decent amount of economy and population here, and also we got a ton of opium plantations here. I think we're going to take this out of the queue, and we're going to put this on auto expand here. And then... what was our infamy at? 14. Yeah, we got a decent amount currently. I think we do maybe want to mess with either Chile or Zululand. Puppeting these guys early I think is relatively good, so we'll probably look to come in on Chile next. So I think we will want to build our way towards a 20 stack, so we will do that here. Of course, the null state coming in. Yeah, I'm liking this. I'm liking this. SOL's coming up after we lowered taxes a little bit. We are losing a little bit of money, but we've upped construction quite a bit. But yeah, this obscene building just gives free education access. That's almost the equivalent of like what we have with a level 3 institution. It's not quite as good, but it's insane. Which is going to help us a lot with our qualifications problems that are a rise of us just discriminating against everyone, because we can't hire machinists here. Is part of the problem. Now we are going to go for tech spread towards socialism. Thesis, synthesis, antithesis. What do we need here? We need a level 3 building. Alright, let's see if we're close to that. For arms industries. Alright, Central Java, we're going to get you to level 3. Just to make sure we get rifling. We currently have a lot of infamy. One of these, generally speaking, the states in the New World are a lot stronger, and annexing them is a lot better. I think we can dominion them. We just have to wait for the infamy to come down a little bit. Are we improving relations? No. Let's improve relations with France. I generally prefer that they don't dislike us, but I think we're also rivaling them. No, we held off on the rivalry, I guess. I think that's for the best. We don't want them sticking their finger in our pie every time. Do have to keep a little bit of an eye on our prestige. I think we're not anywhere close to the prestige level we need. Oh, we are close. So we can think about leaving the Great British market in a relatively soon if we want to become a GP, which is a decent shout. We could, you know, if we go GP and then swap to being laissez-faire, I think this is good because the minus loan interest rate on top of them just having a lower interest rate in general would let us get after it a little bit. And with laissez-faire, I think this would be fine. Let's come in here. Go on the roll. Just quickly. Let's also make sure that we have every gold mine built. We do. Could expand the military a little bit. Kind of thinking of going after Zulu here. Oh, they have no PMs? Yeah, let's get after them. Well, we can vassalize them, but people always want to annex Zulu. Or this was our experience with Great Britain, so maybe we just want to annex Zulu. And I think maybe then we just would rather puppet Chile first. How much are we getting for our Diplo pacts? A decent amount. Just a smattering from all these guys. I'm losing a ton of money here. What changed? Our income dropped off. Alright, what do we lose access to? Not income taxes. Not poll taxes. Not consumption taxes. Those are going up. Not tariffs. Minting, we didn't lose. Do we lose the Diplo pack? No. Just completely opaque as in regards to what we lost, but okay. Fair enough, my friends. Yeah, man. I can't wait to show off this building. I mean, I can wait, and I'm going to wait 59 weeks, but then this is on. Looks like Great Britain's having a hard time. Alright, we're going to take save, and then I think we're going to go after either Portugal or Argentina here. Maybe Argentina? Which one? So 15.2. We do have to wait like a couple seconds on Argentina. But then we can puppet them. They do have a little bit bigger military. They don't have any allies. I think we expand the military a little bit to make the landing a little easier. Now we gotta get on. Alright, we're low enough. Make puppets. We'd rather have the puppet because we're going to maintain this long term until they finish colonization. So we are going to do that, and we are going to like add war reps in there as well. And then here, add a couple more of those, but also throw a couple of these at the front of the queue. Just 3. Just slowly bring it up. I don't think we exactly need it, but it would be useful. We see who we can maybe sway. Can we open Argentinian market? No. Can we ban slavery? No. They don't want to conquer a state. Revoke claim? They don't want that. We wouldn't want to give that. And we don't want to give a treaty port from our future subject. So we will just hope that Great Britain does not shove their finger in our pie. And they do. Why'd you do it, buddy? They want to open the Kutai market. Kutai reclosed their market. We're going to try and do this. We're going to try and land them, force them to capitulate, and then capitulate to them. More than happy to give up the Kutai market. So we'll just try and do this. And maybe we can even resist getting landed. It seems unlikely to me, but we'll just land with the guy who's offensive planner, this guy, and then we'll leave this guy at home. I don't think that they have the latest and greatest PMs here in Argentina. I think that, yeah, 46 is not going to cut it. We maybe increase the military a little bit. And just try and defend the capital as best we can. 20 is a nice even number anyways. And we see if we can do this war. If we can't do this war, we take a load. Unfortunately, it is going to eject us from Great Britain's market. This is actually probably the biggest downside. We're going to lose out here on this front. But I think this is... Maybe it's fine. Maybe it's not fine. I mean, we are going to escape their market at some point anyways. Yeah, I wish there was a way we could just give them this Kutai thing. We can't. Oh no. And of course, now our market suddenly has huge problems like that. So we'll import from the French. Is that our only? Surely that can't be the only thing we're running a shortage of. Yeah, wood, iron. What? We have some sell orders of iron. What the hell? Maybe we can't handle this. If we do enough volume of trade with France, we might be able to get a trading agreement. Now, we are producing some of this stuff, though. We're producing man-o-wars. We're producing... Why does it say we just have 0 of these things? They're in the market. Is there no market access or something? Oh, yikes. We have booty market access because our convoys are getting raided, but we have a ton of convoys. Why do you have no market access? Well, no, you're fine. You're just a subject. But you have none because we just haven't been keeping an eye on stuff? Yeah, I guess. Minus 49k. We are making this. we definitely don't want to run a paper shortage, so we're just gonna make sure we fix that. We will try and... Yep, they're landing us. We're not resisting that, but we're landing them. But maybe they can enforce on us before we can enforce on them anyways, which makes this entire thing like much simpler in terms of decision making. Because we do want to get in on Argentina and such, but the question is who enforces on who first. I think that since they're landing our cap, it's probably them enforcing on us first. Unfortunately. I mean, we're landing the cap over here. We're also enforcing on them faster because they've lost a higher percentage of their troops. And we'll just defend. Oh, did they fail the landing? How do you fail the landing there? Alright, so now we get to see, yeah, this economy is just completely wrecked. But, alright, let's try and import this stuff. Why do we have a Mapuche uprising? Isn't that... Oh, it's okay. It's against Argentina. I was like, I thought it was against us. We want the repeaters? And then we will gladly open the Katai market. Now, can we maybe rejoin the customs union? It just doesn't let us ask. I wish it let us ask. Because our economy, I think, is actually just too bricked anyways. You know? For the vassalizing Argentina to be even close to worth it. I mean, we want to get out eventually. I have no idea why it's... We have military shipbuilding on, do we not? Oh, we don't. Okay, that fixes that. So we don't have any shortages other than the ammo, which eventually we'll just produce our own ammo. So maybe we just recover here. Maybe we're chilling. Maybe we're fine. They're protective of us, which is nice. Ooh, we could get a defensive pact. And then, what, they pull us into a customs union? And if we have a defensive pact, they're much less likely to join against us. I think I like this. People aren't really going to attack Great Britain that much. Oh, but I think we get called in against their revolutions, which includes all the revolutions that are subjects, which we don't like that. We'll just try and maintain good relations with them, and with France. Because those are the finger and pie sticker inners. Could import from the British too here. Don't hate it. Do hate our bureaucracy thing. We gotta... Alright, we have to import steel just to hit this event. Steel is expensive. We will import it from the French, I think. Or, yeah, just the French. And we complete. Yay. We have a huge trade center, though. So, this is going to increase migration. We probably should have been running a non-zero amount of trade centers before. Let's just take a look at our infamy. I think we can manage this. We can also notably start annexing these boyos if we want. which is going to help our economy out quite a bit while being relatively low infamy. And I think that, so a reason not to annex these guys, of course, here. Well, so these guys, this is preventing us from getting mass migration events, these guys. And if we annex them, we will incorporate all their stuff, which includes the barracks, but we lose the 5 construction that we're getting on them for free. And so in general, we would want to annex like bigger countries like SIAC more often. We could take a save just to make sure that no one joins in against us, and then annex SIAC. So the bigger the country, the better the annex, because 5 construction versus what you have going on. And so we will kind of start to get into this, I think. We just took a save because just in case something weird happens. We can also bankroll people and look to pull them into the market, which we maybe want to do with some of these guys over here, except we're not really in a money situation to be running for bankrolls. Free trade party wins though. So we can do this. I think that's fine. We could also turn no migration controls on. We'll do this for now. We do want the trade unions are having a bit of come up. So, yeah. It's maybe not the way that we wanted to leave the market. Ooh, also the new ruler we have in will allow us to put down another consumption tax, which is nice. We are getting a little bit of a deficit here. So we would like to become a great power if we could. We will keep the import for cotton. We will look to export. Alright, iron's cheap, which is good. But this is what I wanted to show everyone. 22% education access. So if we take a look at our modifiers thing, we have 52% education access, 22% from the mosque, and 10% from each level of public schools. So our literacy rate should crank up at a pretty good rate as a consequence. Let's come down on the speed. We're just going to incorporate this guy. Maybe we're supposed to keep him, but I think I want to get these, you know, the furniture manufacturing, the mines, these types of things. I think I want to get them inside, also prevent revolutions, this sort of thing. Maybe go after Jambai as well. 5 construction is nice. Maybe we shouldn't even have gone after SIAC. SIAC does have 2 states, which is kind of what I was thinking about that. But all these places are building a ton of construction. It's like 40 free construction. And I suppose we don't care too much if it's not the construction we want. Ooh. We might be able to, yeah, we have more interests. We can declare there. Here, maybe? Or maybe we want here. Something like this. We are kind of keen on the idea of moving the capital to Holland. How much is it to vassalize them? Well, it's not an impossible task. What does your navy look like, though? I'm concerned that landing them will be difficult, and it will. We are going to need a much bigger... We're going to need a bigger boat, is what we're going to need. But our economy's kind of stabilized here. I'm going to annex SIAC. This seems fine. Which gives us a lot more incorporated pop. Let's press the button. Do that. Did it say Great Britain ended their rivalry with France? Wild. Putting in the railroad. And now we're making money. Pretty good spot. Infamy is looking okay. We can declare a bunch of these little small ball wars. Could go after Sulawesi here now, though. I think I like vassalizing them. Or maybe we just dominion them. Let's take a save. Because now we can land them pretty easy. So we will make them a dominion. And we will also put in war reps. But more importantly, open their market as a primary war goal. And ban slavery as a primary war goal. Put this guy over there. And we'll take a look at our colonization status in a lot of these spots. Yeah, we can colonize there, there, there. All of these have regular malaria, so we will focus on those. Great Britain's starting to get into hero, so something to just keep in mind. Messina will eventually be annexed. No one is joining against us, which is nice. No random UK joins. Nice, nice, nice. If they invite us back to the market, we might say yes. We could owe them an obligation for a trade agreement. This would also probably be okay. But we're not out of bureaucracy, so we want the landowners decapped. So we're going to take that malice. We could pass no migration controls pretty comfortably here. We could also pass Laissez-faire, which we're going to be a GP pretty soon. Still think Laissez-faire is the best law. Let's go for it. It does make the trade unionists big sad, but they're coming up though. They're going to be a thing soon. They're going to be an item. So let's get them being upset out of the way a little bit. And then Laissez-faire will get a lot more control. Oh, we'll give a lot more control away in regards to that, but this will be fine. And it'll also, like, effectively free up a lot of money. We will say yes to the trade agreement, but hope that Great Britain doesn't hate us for it. In fact, we could try and trade agreement owing an obligation, and if they pulled us into a defensive pact, we wouldn't necessarily hate it, or if they pull us into the market, we wouldn't hate it. And this is probably what they would use the obligation for. Actually, we're going to be a GP soon here. But not yet. Yeah, let's do it, actually. Let's do this. We have a revolution brewing. Ooh, it's a big one. Now, if this rev popped off... I thought we put our guy on the front. Alright, in Barthouse we'll have land back here. Or Barhout. Something like this. I think laissez-faire is the way here. We will get more transfer, we'll deficit spend, we'll get less interest. We're currently paying quite a bit on interest. I think this is the way. And we do lose a lot of control, but it's not too big a deal, I think. We'll see. Maybe it is. And we probably want to vassalize Chile sometime. If we can. They're protective. We got a trade agreement. Let's try and make sure we're exporting tools to these guys. Yeah, buddy. Because this is our main item. In terms of finished goods. We can also export clothes, but clothes aren't very... They're still kind of expensive in our market, so maybe we don't want to do that, but tools, oh boy. This is making this place way more profitable. Look at that weekly balance. Oh, it's disgusting. So big. Which is going to allow us to construct a lot more, notably. Ooh, did we make sure we add this on wooden passenger? Let's swap them all over to wooden passenger, which makes the swap to steel a little bit more comfortable before we build up a ton. And we are going to take a look, and we need more market access. So let's put that at the front of the queue. Sulawesi is probably going to capitulate soon here. Relatively soon. This rev, I don't think... Just got to keep an eye on it. It's not very big. We actually really don't want the rev to pop because we really don't want to have to clap the trade unions down. Smooth bores for armored industries. Oop, we can swap this over. Oh my god, I didn't even realize we didn't swap the mechanized workshops over. Yikes. This is such an important thing. Yeah. Makes it very, very profitable. Baking powder, let's go. All these buildings are so profitable because a lot of them have just been held back. They're just insanely popular because they can't even fully employ, so they're not even like at equilibrium. So like we have this huge weekly balance, but the problem is you can't offer more to the capitalists or whatever. Oh, this one actually has a problem with laborers though. So maybe we actually just do need regular freedom of movement as well. Can't decrease taxes to become more legitimate here. Otherwise we would. Cannot, yep. Or we could decrease it 2 levels. Now, kind of don't want to do no migration controls on the back of that, because this will radicalize, really radicalize a few groups, so we will stick with what we got currently. But laissez-faire, instantly we start making a ton more money, the interest rate just shoots down, you know, the investment pool is going to shoot up. We lose control of a lot of this queue, but we hope to be able to like indirectly massage it kind of in the direction we want, particularly focusing on tools and other finished goods. And we will try and import into our market, you know, stuff like fabric and this sort of stuff. In theory, you'd have more control if you didn't have free trade as well, but we'll try and do that anyways. So we get Sulu here, subjugated. Currently have almost everything in here, actually. We would need to fight Portugal for this. Probably gotta fight these guys. We're gonna look to dominion them, because it takes less infamy, and just land them. And we will, of course, open the market and do the other stuff. Ban slavery, make it primary, open market, make it primary. Just so people are less likely to join plays against us. Probably should... yeah... Can we back down immediately? No, we can't. Ah, maybe we don't need to save. Restore interventionalism is a little bit of a thing. As is the soon-to-be come-up of the trade unionists, especially off the back of... I can't believe we didn't switch over the mechanized workshop. It's such a big tech. Didn't switch over the thing. So it looks like we'll just be slightly ahead of time here. But I think we go human rights next. So it looks like no one's joining against us. Well, we're going to put in war reps just to make it more likely that they back down. And this effectively is going to give us 5 free construction. The construction, speaking of, we're going to crank up a ton now that we have laissez-faire. Which is very much the point of laissez-faire. China is offering a trade agreement. We are, of course, going to accept. We would love to be able to pull them into our market, even if it means death. Yeah, man. If we can get our GDP big, then it would just take an obligation. So let's improve relations. And maybe they'll offer us an obligation for a defensive pact. Oh, look at this. We're making so much money. This is coming up. Is this going down? The investment pool is growing even. You gotta love laissez-faire. I mean, I saw like people arguing it sucked, and I really don't feel that that's the case. Looks like this war maybe pops off. We'll just mobilize everyone. So we are gonna have to land. And now we're losing a little bit of money, but this is fine. Gonna get realism here. Gonna get real, dog. It's super real. This guy's still having a come up. We're still waiting on them, but it will be pretty good timing with getting human rights and also having those guys. And once we hop on being able to pass it, we're probably just going to only do that. And by it, I mean egalitarianism. We really need it. We're losing money, but we're really okay deficit spending because we have laissez-faire. Would be even better if we managed to get up to... We need another 60 prestige here to jump up a rank. This would be nice. Defensive pact from Dahomey? I don't think so. Denomi? Don't Dahomey me if you don't Denomi me. I apologize for that. That was a bad joke. Alright. Let's add some more barracks. We're going to put them in the back here. We're going to go up to 25 with the hope of, I think we're just going to annex Zululand. And we are going to, here, now we're going to take a pause. We're going to swap over on these for realist art. And also independent artists. Independent artists, notably, are academics, which should help to bring the trade unionists up. And then we're going to call it an episode here. This episode we did two things. First, we left the UK's custom union, but also we showed off the very, very OP Mosque of Jinneh, or I don't know how this is pronounced, but it's giving us 22% education access, which is pretty insane. We are empowering the evangelical church, but we don't really care too much because we're getting 22 education access, which is almost as valuable as like our level 3 institution. So we're just going to crank up on literacy as a result of this. This is one of the best provinces in the game. I can't believe I didn't discover this until recently, but the free education access, it's so easy to get into. Anyone can get into this. They just have to colonize and push in type of thing. And so this is where we're at. We're also pretty well poised to make a big run in the Congo. You know, we have we have like all this frontage. And so we will colonize it very quickly. We're probably going to come in through Zulu and Transvaal next. And then maybe we're going to focus a little bit on, well, we're not into the tier 4 tax, but we can see where we're at in a little bit. And maybe we also expand the universities a little bit soon, mainly to try and push the innovation, considering we're going to have a huge cap, or uncapped. We have an innovation cap of 117. This is going to explode as our literacy comes up and up. But yeah. The mosque and leaving the UK's market, these are the big things. We also like puppeted Argentina, but that's I mean, it's good. Their population will explode a lot. Maybe we can get Great Sheen in the market later. Anyways, things are looking good. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and have a good one.